Have you ever noticed that the people who work the hardest are often the same people who struggle the most when it comes to money? The construction worker building roads, the farmer working in the fields all day, the factory worker running machines for 12 hours, these people don't work any less. In fact, they may work harder than most of us. So why don't they become millionaires? And on the other hand, there are people who keep making money even while they're on vacation. They keep making money while they're sleeping. So how is that possible? Because in this world, money isn't built by hard work alone. Money is built by systems. If money came only from hard work, then the richest people in the world would be factory workers working overtime. But the reality is completely different. Wealthy people turn their hard work into systems, while middle-class people spend their entire lives selling the same hard work over and over again. That's why you shouldn't watch this video as just another motivational speech, because over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the mistake you may have been making every single month for years. And that same mistake could be holding you back from becoming wealthy. Look, first of all, understand one thing and remember it forever. In the game of making money, hard work is not the most important thing. The most important thing is direction. Because if hard work alone were everything, then the ox would be the richest animal in the world. It spends the entire day plowing fields. It doesn't stop, and it doesn't complain. But what does it get at the end of the day? Just enough food to do the same work again the next day. Now look at the human world. Millions of people are doing exactly the same thing. Wake up, go to work hard all month, collect your paycheck, pay all your bills, and then start the same cycle again next month. If your entire life is spent waiting for next month's paycheck, don't take this the wrong way. But you're not really building wealth. You're just covering your expenses. So here's the question. What exactly is a system? A system is a way of creating income that doesn't depend entirely on your time. Every person has only 24 hours in a day. If you're making money for every hour you work, then your income also has a limit. Let's say you make $70 an hour. If you work 10 hours, you make $700. But can you work 100 hours in a single day? No. That means if the only thing you have to sell is your time, your income will always have a ceiling. But wealthy people don't just sell their time. They build systems. A store owner may work hard at the beginning, but over time, employees can run the store. A YouTuber may spend hundreds of hours creating videos in the beginning, but later, those same old videos can continue generating views and income. Someone can buy a property and rent it out, creating rental income month after month. An investor can put money into strong businesses, allowing that investment to potentially grow over time. In other words, everyone has to work hard in the beginning, but a smart person turns that hard work into assets and systems instead of simply turning it into income. And that's the difference. A middle-class person thinks, I hope my salary becomes $100,000 next year. But a wealthy person thinks, if I lose my job tomorrow, do I have other sources of income? The biggest risk isn't necessarily having a low salary. The bigger risk is depending on only one source of income. Now think about your bank account. Your paycheck comes in, then rent, EMIs, electricity, internet, groceries, and other expenses come out. And by the end of the month, your account is almost empty. Then the same cycle starts again next month. You may think the problem is that your salary is too low, but many times the real problem is your financial system. If your salary went from $50,000 to $100,000 tomorrow, but your spending habits stayed exactly the same, eventually even $100,000 wouldn't feel like enough. Increasing your income is important, but having a system that puts your income to work is even more important. So if today you have only one salary, no business, and no passive income, where do you start building your first money system? Not with millions of dollars. First, start by creating a plan to reduce your dependence on your salary. Your salary gives you an opportunity. What you do with that opportunity is up to you. You can use it to buy assets, or you can use it for unnecessary expenses. First step, when your paycheck arrives, set money aside for your future first, and then handle the rest of your expenses. Second step, don't just save money. Learn how to turn your savings into appropriate assets. Mutual funds, index funds, stocks, gold, ETFs, or other long-term assets can be options, but always understand the investment and consider your own risk level before putting your money into it. Third step, build a second source of income. That doesn't mean quitting your job tomorrow morning. Instead, keep your job while learning a new skill. Try freelancing, content creation, digital products, affiliate marketing, or a small service business. If you make only 2,000 rupees a month at first, don't underestimate it. Every big system can start with a small amount of income. And the fourth step is the most important. Upgrade your income system before upgrading your lifestyle. As soon as your salary increases, instead of immediately buying a new phone, a new bike, or a more expensive apartment, focus on increasing your assets and your sources of income. Because the day you start giving your assets more importance than your status, you start moving toward financial freedom. If you have only one source of income today, your first goal shouldn't be becoming a millionaire. Your first goal should be building a second source of income. Because once you have that second source, you're no longer just someone who earns a salary. You become someone who builds systems. And that's the point where wealth creation begins. So the decision is yours today. Are you going to spend your entire life working hard just to make money? Or are you going to build a system that can work for you too? Today, write down your income, write down your expenses, and think about what kind of system you could build over the next 6 months that could help free you from depending entirely on a salary. Because remember, the path to becoming wealthy doesn't begin with working harder. It begins with building the right system.